Facebook Live, Facebook Live, Facebook Live. It's probably a little earlier than usual for most of you. I was 6.5 hours late last time. Now I'm 2 hours early? No, I don't know what I am. I'm in Winnipeg, Canada, though. So, because I'm in Winnipeg, which I gotta say is fucking gorgeous today. How do I flip this around? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this gorgeous fucking day in Winnipeg, Canada. Sun is shining, not a cloud in the goddamn sky. Yeah. Pretty fucking nice, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Trippy town, too. It's all like lots of old writing everywhere. You know, like Western 1800s or something. I don't know. Kind of a mix of old buildings and new buildings. Who was the first post? I will win the MBR, says Jocelyn Mandario tonight. Brian Arroyo is the first one. Yo. Yeah, I'm early. I don't even think my regulars are here right now. I don't think my regulars are here. Because it's too freaking early. I think it's 10 o'clock in California. So it's like, yeah, I'm 2 hours early. But I got to get on with my day, man. I got to get on with my day. You know what I'm saying? I have stuff to do. I got a show to play in Winnipeg, Canada. And I have a feeling it's going to be kind of rowdy. Could be wrong. You never know. But all the Canada shows have been amazing. In fact, all the shows have been killer. Sacramento was killer. Missoula was killer. Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatoon. Last Canada show before we go back into the U.S. So Winnipeg, I met these native indigenous people. What were they called? They were Sandy Lake First Nation. I met some of them. 17-hour drive. They had to take a flight, and then they had to do another 5-hour drive to get here. And it was pretty goddamn cool to meet them. I was like, that's a lot of fucking effort to come out to a show. A lot of effort. How many people we got watching this right now? 312. Holy smokes. Minot, says Jacob Trail. I'm ready for Minot. I'm ready for Minot too. Somebody said, ready for Des Moines, Mike Brower. I'm ready for Des Moines. You know what I'm ready for in Des Moines? Some zombie burger. Yes. Fucking love zombie burger. That's some good shit right there. For all you don't know, in Des Moines, Iowa, they got Zombie Burger, which is a zombie-themed burger joint. So everything's named after a zombie. Got zombie shit all over the walls. I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I'm going to go hit Zombie Burger up, as I do every time I'm in Des Moines. 3 times now I've been in Des Moines. 3 times I hit Zombie Burger. That's right. You know what I'm talking about, Mike, whatever your name was. Oh, I can't order a VIP ticket for the Grand Rapids intersection show. That is because I think that the intersection... yeah, we usually start closing them off. You blew it. You waited too long, bro. You waited too long. Platinum VIP. All right. Yeah, I don't know. But you can write to them. I think that there's a contact on their thing about what to do. I'm looking a little haggard today, aren't I? Jeez Louise. I got a lot of sleep yesterday, but I'm looking a little haggard. I'm not feeling haggard, but I'm looking haggard. Did you guys watch all this Kanye, Donald Trump insanity? Motherfucker is tripping. You know, and it's like, it's nice to get all this attention because he's getting a bunch of free publicity, but you know what? All the free publicity in the world ain't gonna save that shit-ass record that he put out. God. I can't even remember what it's called. It's so fucking god-awful. That and Life of Pablo. Fucking garbage. Horrible shit. And I'm not a Kanye hater. Like I actually really like the old Kanye shit. Late Registration, College Dropout, Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like, that shit's so good. I love that record in particular. That shit was like 10 years ago, though. And I love the production on the new Pusha T, of course. But his record, holy fuck. It's fucking garbage. I don't even know why anybody's giving this motherfucker all this time. Like, he puts on a MAGA hat. God. You know, like, fuck. What the fuck is going on? It was great looking at Trump's face, though. God, he was just like talking about time and no fucking universe and I plane one and fucking he's the freshest, gotta be the flyest. I was like, oh my God. Holy moly. Yeah, that's right. Kanye in the fucking White House. Is Triple Beam based on true events? Asked Donald Hayek. I'm not sure how to say your last name. Hayek. It is. It is based on. It is based on true events. And I think I've talked about this if you followed Machine Head for a while, but yes, back in the 90s, the early 90s, in between, at the end of my run in Violence and between Machine Head doing anything, Machine Head starting, but not really getting signed, I earned a living by dealing drugs, speed in particular. And I just put the Triple Beam. I think the reason you're asking is because I put the Triple Beam lyric video up, and it just came out 2 days ago. But yeah, it is a true story. And I went from being addicted to speed, and like pretty much like full blown, like I had kind of emaciated myself, and you know, lost like almost 50 pounds, and I was pretty fat when I was a teenager. But, you know, speed kind of, in a weird way, it like kind of brought me out of my shell. And it helped me get skinny, which was weird, you know, and I had never really been skinny my whole life. And, you know, it was good for a little while, and then I just was completely hooked on it. And so then I quit doing speed, and somewhere in there I told myself that I would start dealing speed as a kind of challenge to not do speed, because it was about earning money and whatever, which makes no fucking sense to me now, but you know, this is 20-year-old Rob thinking. and so I did, and at first it was just like a little bit. And then somehow it kind of spiraled out of control, and my life kind of took this turn for a while that was not at all where I ever expected my life to go. And it's interesting because, you know, when I wrote that song, you know, I used to wake up every morning during the writing of Catharsis. You know, we worked on Catharsis for a year. I know that, you know, we recorded little bits of it really quickly, but, you know, like it was kind of built in layers. And one morning I just started, you know, every morning I'd wake up at 4:35 in the morning, and I'd just start writing lyrics. And so I woke up one morning, I started writing lyrics, and the first couple of paragraphs were just kind of bullshit. And then somewhere along the way, I started writing about, you know, this particular time in my life. And I had no music. I'm just basically writing poetry. That's how it's not like I'm not always cognizant. I don't even necessarily always have a song or a melody or a cadence. I just start writing and trying to get creative, like trying to just like get my brain in motion. And I started writing about this time in my life, and when I was done, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. And the whole time period was crazy, but like just to write it down in a song, and then I put it in my lyric folder in my mind, thinking I would never ever do anything with it. I had no music, I had no riffs, I had no any idea with it. It was just shit. I've got hundreds of pages of lyrics that are never used, every record. And then one day we started jamming. The first time that we went into the studio, we started jamming on that riff, and then Dave had a couple other riffs, and it came in to be a song. And then I started trying, when I go in to do lyrics, I freestyle a lot. So I'm just kind of making up shit off the top of my head, or I'll pull out a lyric sheet and I'll just kind of read something that was never even written for a song, and I'll just try and apply it. Or I'll pull up another sheet and try and apply it. I'll pull up another sheet and try and apply it. And then that one just kind of fell into place. And when it was all done, I had this fucking crazy fucking song about this period of life when I was a speed dealer. So to answer your question, short period of my life. Do you write with pen and paper or type? I most of the time write with pen and paper. Hey, fuck you, Guillermo Moreno. Suck a dick. Yeah, I love the Mike Sloat guitar too. Yeah, let's see. What was I? I was just reading something. Now I can't see it. Yeah, I love the Mike Sloat guitar. It's fucking awesome. It's killer. Killer. Plays good, sounds good, looks cool as fuck. All right. Do you like nu metal? I do. I like nu metal. We kind of invented nu metal. And that term used to really annoy me when it first started happening. Like, I didn't know nobody knew what nu metal was. Like, there was no such thing as nu metal when we started playing. We were taking hip hop and Public Enemy and NWA and combining it with thrash and hardcore and punk rock and industrial, and then like gothy shit like, The Cure. And Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and kind of grungy shit. And, somewhere, I don't even remember, I think it was like around like 96, Korn started using the term nu metal. And I'd never heard that. I was like, what the fuck is nu metal? And this is years after we started. Years. Like, 5 years after we started. 4 years after we started. And I was like, I don't know. It's just weird. But then that term came to be, and, like when Black Sabbath started, they were just called rock and roll, right? Like they were just rock or hard rock or rock and roll. And then the term heavy metal came into the lexicon of language, and suddenly they became heavy metal, right? Like, that's kind of how it happens. And especially when you're in a band for a long time, like we have been a band for a long time. As a matter of fact, if you did not know, today, October 12th, is the 27-year anniversary of the day I started Machine Head. That's right. 27 years ago, I was at A Day on the Green. It was Metallica and Faith No More and I think Soundgarden and Body Count or something. I don't remember. I gotta look up the flyer. I'll probably post it on my Instagram. But that was the day that I decided that I was gonna start Machine Head and do my own thing and start my own band. And I was still in Violence at the time, but it was literally the day that I Like, it all came clear to me. And I was like, I'm going to go do my own thing. So yes, 27 years ago today, which is crazy to me. It's a fucking lifetime. But yeah, and it was during that period. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Yeah. Less new metal, more thrash. Yeah, I don't know. See, to me, it wasn't new metal. It was hip hop. You know, hip hop's always played a big role in Machine Head, man. You know, I'm always surprised that how much people underestimate that. You know, even going back to Burn My Eyes had so much hip hop all over it. You know, there was, you know, stuff from Black Sheep, stuff from Naughty by Nature, stuff from the Ghetto Boys, NWA, Public Enemy, like all over it. And, you know, it was there. You know, a lot of the cadences that I got for Burn My Eyes, Thousand Lies, Block, Fuck It All, like that was all straight from like, you know, Block especially. I can snap, rap, pat, click, clack, pat, a pat, pat. Take that ass to the point you have to ask for your ass back. A fucking joker smoker. Taunted by no one. If I was born in Chun-Li's kingdom, I would have showed up a shogun. That was Block. I can snap, rap, pat, click, clack, pat, a pat, pat. White attack, black, black attack. Back the fucking media keeps us all blind. All that shit. Like, that's where I grabbed it from. I grabbed those cadences because I loved the way the rhyme scheme went. You know, they had the rhymes in the really cool places, man. And that's what I always loved about hip hop. You know, and it's different than rock, you know, like where the rhyme falls was really different. And I incorporated that all the time. That's why when people freaked out about Triple Beam, I was like, really? Like, fucking, like, this is so not new. I was doing the... That's right. John Howard said, remember you adding the Method Man lyrics to the breakdown in Thousand Lies in earlier tour. That's right. Burn My Eyes. I got fat bags of skunk. I got white Allen glow. And I'm about to go get lifted. All that shit, you know, for sure. It was all there. I mean, if anybody watched that MTV special that we did, we're like singing Snoop Dogg and fucking all hammered singing Snoop Dogg in the back of the bus, stoned and drunk and wasted. You know, it was always it was a big part. You know, I'm not saying that it overshadowed the thrash part or overshadowed the punk rock hardcore part, but it definitely was always there. And, you know, and I think to some degree, you know, the reason that a song like Triple Beam kind of came to be, you know, it's trippy too, because like when we started, we didn't play Triple Beam for a while on this tour cycle. I don't even think we started playing it till around like April, you know, a good 3-4 months in. And man, that song goes fucking off live. You know, like I get it when Catharsis goes off live. I get it that Volatile goes off live. You know, those were Beyond the Pale. Those were the first songs that were released, but Triple Beam was never released. And, you know, that song, when we play it, it's just fucking crazy. Like, it's fucking, people lose their minds. And, you know, like, maybe it's the, you know, for me, that song was really about storytelling. You know, there was quite a few songs on this record that were really about, like, it wasn't about, you know, talking about society. It wasn't talking about my own demons. It was talking about, it was a story about this period of time in my life that, you know, seems like a lifetime ago, but, you know, I used to dream about the end, and when it would come, drug dealers die young at the end of a gun. You know, that whole time I was dealing, I was, you know, constantly having nightmares about getting shot, getting stabbed, getting robbed. You know, it was a pretty paranoid feeling, you know. And, you know, powders on the Triple Beam girls around my neck, no money. Well, she could always pay with sex. You know, a lot of time, people would come over to my apartment to buy speed. Sometimes girls wouldn't have money, and I was like, well, you know, We can barter. We can barter. I could always pay with sex. Bikers tried to front me 30 grand worth of shit. I knew that if I took it, I'd never get out of this. I used to have this, one of the guys that I used to buy off of, I used to buy this super pure ice. It was so fucking strong. And the guy that I bought it from, you'd never in a million years know that this dude dealt speed. He used to wear like tweed jackets, and he was all super clean cut looking, but then he'd take off his sunglasses and you'd look at his eyes and he'd have just fucking huge dark circles under his eyes. And this dude used to get some like super crushing, like really strong shit. And, you know, I was buying a lot, and everybody I was buying for loved it. And he was like, yeah, you know, the people that I get this from want to front you 30 grand worth of it. And I was freaked out, man. Like, I was like, you know, you know, they're like, kind of look at me at like some rising star in this business. And I was like, dude, I don't want this. Like, I'll never get out of this. In my head, I didn't say any of this. I just thought this all. And, you know, this was like a turning point for me in my life, because I was like, I had just started doing this just to make a little money on the side, you know, have fun, whatever. And it was like, no, this is serious. Like, I just want to make music. Like, I just want to make fucking music, man. I don't want to do this shit. You know, so I was like, so, you know, that next line, what the fuck am I doing with amphetamines? You know, but that's what happens when you balance life on a triple beam. And then the second verse says, my dealer trusted nobody. He'd make you take a test to see if you would rat him out and stab him in the chest. He'd make you suck the glass dick, called it dragon's breath. Smoke a giant, hit a speed, prove you weren't the feds. So that whole line, I used to have another dealer that I dealt with, and I'm not going to say anybody's names here, but this guy he was a really intense dude. He had this sixth sense about getting busted. Like, he got busted probably 9 times the whole time that I was going over to his place to see him. And he knew. He would like take all of his shit, flush it, and then cops would come in and fucking, oh, it was fucking crazy. And so he was always really paranoid. So every time you went over to buy off of him, he would make you take a test. So he'd make you smoke speed, and he had this giant glass pipe, probably from my head to about here. It was like a good 1.5 feet, about this thick, and he had this butane tank, and then he'd sit there and you'd put speed in it, and you'd hit it with the butane tank, and you'd have to take this giant hit of speed to prove that you weren't the cops. And then when you exhaled, this giant thing of white smoke would come out, and he called it dragon's breath. Oh, you got to get the dragon's breath going. And your heart would be so fast before your eyes life flashed, because you would just go, you know, this fucking wired, so crazy. And even though I wasn't doing it, and I was trying not to do it, that was the only way that I could get it from him, was to do that when I went over there. And then, you know, it goes paranoid, the gun is loaded, nose destroyed, and mind corroded. My nose is all fucked up, especially my right nostril from snorting speed. It's all fucked up. Like, I basically, like, permanently damaged the inside of it, scarred it. And, you know, rival dealers want me broken. If I sleep, it's with one eye open. You know, because I wasn't sleeping very much, and when I did, it was always, like, kind of paranoid. You know, had a gun. Had several guns, all of them obtained illegally, which is half the reason I think that we should have stronger fucking gun laws, because of idiots like me. And, you know, the last verse is about this fight that me and a few of my buddies got into. And it says, at the AM/PM Shattuck and 51st, which is the AM/PM that was down the street from the Omni in Oakland. 1:30 in the morning, the streets at their worst. We had just left an Unjust Deftones show. Deftones opening for this local band, Unjust. And it says, my buddy started a fight, some dude by the pumps. It was a gas station, the AM/PM. It had a liquor store and a gas station. We went there after the show to buy some beer, just hang out, party, girls, and everything. And my buddy, who I won't say his name, but he started a fight with this other white guy who was also at the show. And, this is in Oakland in the 90s. So this is, white boys fighting at a gas station was like seeing a unicorn, because we were, it was kind of the hood. And these black girls strolled up to watch them take their lumps. These black girls from the neighborhood rolled up, and they were watching my friends fight. And they just stopped to watch my friends fight because, again, like I said, two white boys fighting at a gas station in this neighborhood was like, what the fuck is going on here? And they were just laughing and giggling and they just thought it was funny. And next thing I know, these 3 cars rolled up, 15 dudes rolled out, and they all surrounded us. And, you fucking with our girls? Mouth watering like a spout. And they came up to me. I remember they were drunk. And we were drunk, but I could smell the booze on them. And the main dude came up to me. And I wasn't even the dude fighting. It was my buddy who was fighting. And he was like, you fucking with our girls? And I was like, we're not going to get out of this. These dudes are not going to let us talk our way out of this or get away from this. And they had on a bunch of rings. A bunch of fucking gnarly-ass, sharp-ass rings. Devil heads and lions and teeth. So I threw the first punch, nose broke on my rings. I fucking decked this dude and fucking gashed his face with the fucking rings. Broke his nose. Now I'm fighting 4 dudes and my head's starting to ring. So, it was 4 or 5 dudes on each of us. And I got knocked to the ground. They did the high school thing where the dude gets on, kind of bends down and pushes you back. I'm fighting 4 dudes and my head starting to ring. Somebody screams, stop, he's got a knife, run. Not everybody listened, because all of us were drunk. And as I turned my head, I saw my friend's knife blade. And he swung at the first, but then he missed. Second one got lucky. Third one took a hit. The fourth one got caught, and this time he wasn't missing. His teeth grit down. Survival of the fittest. And he stabbed him. And we ended up getting away. That kind of cleared everything out. And as it turns out, it was a pretty serious group of young men that we ran into, and they had some pretty big connections. And for the next 6 months, we were basically dead. We had people calling our house. I ended up talking to the main guy, and he basically said, that we were dead. So everywhere we went for the next 6 months, we had guns, and they were after us. And pretty soon, a lot of them had gone to jail. Quite a few of them had been killed. 2 of them were killed execution style, hands tied behind their back with a shotgun to the back of their heads. So it was a crazy, fucked up time. And this is all basically the beginning of Machine Head. And it was a huge inspiration to get out of the life that I was living at the time. And it was a huge drive to get out and make Machine Head be something, because I did not want to be in this life anymore. So that is the story of Triple Beam. You know, it's not a song about a drug deal gone bad, as has been, many people have said. That's what the story is right there. So check out the lyric video. You know, but when I write music, I try and write from a pretty honest, painful at times place. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I had no intention of really writing that song. It's not like I sat down and went, all right, I'm going to write a song about this moment in my life. I just started writing one day, and that came out. And there it is. And I don't know, maybe it's the storytelling that people are connecting with. Maybe it's just that it's fucking hard-ass groove. I don't know, but something's happening with that song. Anyway, I got all heavy there. I don't know what the fuck happened. Sorry. All right. You look like Charles Manson. I don't look like Charles Manson. Yeah, it was a crazy time. It was a pretty crazy time, you know. People kind of forget the grimy beginnings of Machine Head. You just see grandpa, gray-haired fucking Rob here talking about, you know, fucking big loads and whatever dumb shit I'm on. Hashtag sick bro. But yeah, there's some shit behind the beginnings of this band. You know, so good sharing that with you. I don't know why I told you that story. I don't even know why why I just did that. But it was kind of cool sharing it with you. Right on for listening and sticking around and offering your thoughts. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's see. See you tonight. Simon Cook says, I love this story. Do you ever feel scared when you look back at it now? Asked CJ Lane. I don't know if I'm scared about it, but I'll be honest with you. Like, I can't even imagine my life like that. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like another lifetime. It doesn't even seem like it's me, you know, like it's a time of my life that I don't romanticize. You know, I would never want to glorify that. It's just a part of my life. Like, it's just a part of my life. And you know, I can't erase that part of my life. It just is what it is. But yeah, I couldn't do it again. I don't even know how I did it. You know, like, you know, I think about it now and it just is like, it's fucking crazy to me. You know, it's like, yeah, I don't know how I got there, and I'm lucky that I got out. That's all I know. I'm lucky that I got out. What do we got here? Do you think you guys will tour Eastern Canada in the near future? No. Kisses from Germany. Thanks for keeping it up. Thanks for keeping it real. You should do the bedtime story thing that John Home did for CBB. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Was that you? That was me escaping the tour bus after being frozen in. That's right. Jacoby Phillips says, to be fair, your beard is on point. Hashtag sick bro. Love what you did with the phones the other night, Rob. Oh, right on. Thank you. Let's see. See you tonight. Right on. All right. That's right. And that's okay. CBBS? Okay, CBBS is a kid's show. Yeah, I don't know. Why would I tell a bedtime story to kids? What, because of my voice? Or because of the story I just told? That's not a story to tell to kids, that's for sure. I don't know. We've been doing this for a while. We're coming through. Spread the word. Spread the word. Okay, we'll be walking with Frank Castle says we'll be rocking with you in Detroit on the 24th. Can't wait to see you. Yes. Any luck with the wireless yet? I don't know what that means. With the wireless? I hope you come to Taiwan again, says Stan the Man. Yep. All right. Ever coming back to Utah? Of course. One day we'll be back to Utah. Soon. You know, motherfuckers made a drive to Missoula from Utah. All kinds of people from Salt Lake drove out to Missoula. I tell you what, that Missoula show was awesome. Missoula, Montana is officially on the map. It's banging out there. Like, it's a rager town. You know, Montana isn't necessarily on most metal bands lists, and I gotta tell you, they're missing out because Missoula killed it. Calgary was awesome. Edmonton was awesome. We had a good time, man. We've been having a good time out here. Shows have been great. Minot, North Dakota is going to be sold out. Something about Nashville. Yes, Nashville. Can't wait. Can't wait for Joliet. Are any of the lyrics in Triple Beam based on personal experiences? Barry Gilly, you must have just tuned in. I recommend you go back to the beginning of this and watch. Anyway, what time is it? 12:40. Oh my holy moly. Well, we've been talking for 42 minutes. 42 minutes. What up, John Fataruso? Yeah, so I'm going to get going. I'm going to get cruising. It was good rapping with you, homies. The tour is rocking. Come out. All the tour dates. Tell your friends. Bring some motherfuckers down. Make them come out. Check out the video. So, there you go. Good rapping with you guys. Have a great weekend. Take it easy. Late.